history, whose exploits are perfectly irrational and even shocking to the business mind. The incongruity is speaking, and I imagine it must engender among the mediocrities a very peculiar attitude towards the nobler and showier sides of national life. They will read of the charge of balaclava in much the same spirit as they assist at a performance of the Lion's Mail. Persons of substance take in the Times and sit composedly in pit or boxes according to the degree of their prosperity in business. As for the generals who go galloping up and down among bombshells in absurd cocked hats, as for the actors who rattle their faces and demean themselves for hire upon the stage, they must belong, thank God, to a different order of beings, whom we watch as we watch the clouds careering in the windy, bottomless, inane, or read about like characters in ancient and rather fabulous annals. Our offspring would no more think of copying their behavior, let us hope, than of doffing their clothes and painting themselves blue in consequence of certain admissions in the first chapter of their school history of England. Discredited as they are in practice, the cowardly proverbs hold their own in theory, and it is another instance of the same spirit that the opinions of old men about life have been accepted as final. All sorts of allowances are made for the illusions of youth, and none, or almost none, for the disenchantments of age. It is held to be a good taunt, and somehow or other to clinch the question logically, when an old gentleman waggles his head and says, "Ah, so I thought when I was your age." It is not thought an answer at all if the young man retorts, "My venerable sir, so I shall most probably think when I am yours." And yet the one is as good as the other, pass for pass, tit for tat, a Roland for an Oliver. Opinion in good men, says Milton, is but knowledge in the making. All opinions, properly so called, are stages on the road to truth. It does not follow that a man will travel any further, but if he has really considered the world and drawn a conclusion, he has traveled as far. This does not apply to formulae got by rote, which are stages on the road to nowhere but second childhood and the grave. To have a catchword in your mouth is not the same thing as to hold an opinion. Still less is it the same thing as to have made one for yourself. There are too many of these catchwords in the world for people to rap out upon you like an oath and by way of an argument. They have a currency as intellectual counters, and many respectable persons pay their way with nothing else. They seem to stand for vague bodies of theory in the background.